Welcome. I'm Dr. Pat, and I am the hepologist. And I come to you on this Fat Tuesday, where we're pursuing health and transformation. Yes, so that you may become fit and fat by God's design. And that's to be focus plus impact equals transformation. And the fat, yes, I am the fat chick, the fat nutritionist. And that's what we are pursuing health and transformation as we're creating habits intended for change. And there's three things I want you to understand through this program, and it coming through healthcare solution for life, is that you can eat more, you can weigh less, and be fit by God's design for life. Yes, transformation. How many of you are on your journey of transformation? There are so many different ways to transform. Transform in your mind, your body, and your spirit. But there needs to be a pursuit. There needs to be an urgency. There need to be an impact. But you got to act upon it. So I want to give you tonight 8 things that you need to give up to becoming fit and fat by God's design as you transform the way that you think, that you're changing from a limiting mindset to a growth mindset on this journey. So, how many of you want help tonight? And that help is healing every living person. You may have a problem, so I want to bring you a solution. So, how may I help you develop a better relationship with food in order to eat more, weigh less, and be fit by God's design for life? And that's lifelong impact for everyone, lifelong impact for every day. So if you're in this space, whether we're in the swim group that Sisters Winning in Ministry or on my regular group, we're talking about transformation, transforming your mind, the way you think, the way you believe, your perspective. And yes, with a mandate, right where you are, I want you to love yourself and declare, I am enough. Come on, out loud, declare, I am enough. I am a winner. I am a global champion. So, in order to pursue, there's some weight you need to lay aside. So there's some things that have been holding you from going forward. And I just want to give you 8 things that I saw. And you may identify some extra ones. If you identify another thing that you need to give up, then I need you to put it in the comment section. And then after we go finish this, I want you to prophetically let go and let God. The first thing that I need you to give up on this journey to becoming fit and fat by God's design. And I said by God's design, that everything that we do, we're doing it through the architect. But the master architect is Jesus. And we know that when he created us in his image and his likeness. And so everything is about the kingdom. So we're going to do it by God's design. So the first thing, I'm going to give you 8. And 8 is the number of new beginning. And I truly believe that you give up some of these things or give up all of these 8 things, then there shall be newness, a new mindset, a new transformation, a whole new perspective. Can you say, Dr. Pat, help me? So the first thing I need you to give up is self rejection. I want you to start loving yourself. I need you to say, I love me. Get up in the mirror every morning and look yourself square in the eyes and say, I love me. I'm fearfully, I'm wonderfully made in his image, and God made me. And I am the apple of his eye. So the second thing that you have to give up is that negative self-talk. So what I need for you to do is take can't out of your vocabulary. Yes, move can't when the Bible says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthen me. So if we can do this and build our faith concerning our money, our health, and our jobs, our careers, why can't you say that I can do all things concerning my health and my wellness, concerning being fit and fat by God's design? Because it said, I can do all things. So you got to get up, love yourself where you are on the journey to where you're going. And number three, this is a great one. Stop criticizing others. I want you to be able to be in competition with no one but you. Stop criticizing, because I don't want you to be looking at the speck over there that's going on and you got a big old plank in your eye. Stop criticizing. I want you, if you cannot say something positive that's going to uplift, going to build somebody up, don't say it. Because I'm talking about being fit and fat by God's design. And our fourth one, this is huge, and you really, really just got to lean in. Stop being a people pleaser. See, because when you're pleasing people above what is normal, because there are some people that they are addicted to that. They want to please them, and then they lose out. I don't want you to be a people pleaser. I want you to be a Jesus pleaser. And he want to be pleased. See, I want you to be in a place that you're going to please him. And he said in Hebrews 11:6, without faith, it's impossible to please him. So I want you to please him in your faith on this journey. This is a journey of transformation, a journey to becoming fit and fat by God's design. It's a mind shift. You got to shift out from those limiting behaviors to a growth mindset, so that you can say that I'm going to please him. Those things that are good. So you got to get in a place that you start talking to yourself and say, I'm going to think on those things that are good. Those things are lovely. Those things that are of a good report. So we want to do things that's going to be pleasing to him. And see, and once you develop some of these characteristics, once you release some of this baggage, then you'll be able to know that I can eat more. See, you got to get a mindset. See, because you got to empty yourself from those fad diets, those myths, what the naysayers, the soothsayers, what all the social media is saying, and understand that God made food. And food is good for you. I love food. And I know you love food. So you can eat more. It's all about moderation. And you can weigh less. Now, I didn't say you're going to go on a quick fix or fad diet. You're going to lose 40 pounds in a month. No. You can eat more, weigh less, and be fit. And fit looks different on everyone. Fit, like when I go and do my annual or my 6 month, all of my labs are in normal. In essence, all of the things that working on the inside, it is working for me because I have done some things on the outside. So your fit may not look like somebody else fit. So do not compare or compete. The only person that you need to compare and compete with is you. Look at yourself in the mirror and you make a decision that I'm going to be better than I was on yesterday. So number five, fear of failure. Yes, this is one thing that can hold you captive, keep you from moving forward. It's that fear of failure. It's hold you in bondage because you're saying, what if I fail? What if I don't meet up to the expectation? But guess what? They say, but what if you succeed? And you can learn so much from your failures. You can grow from your failures. You can be strengthened for your failures. So I don't want fear to hold you captive on this journey. Yes, you may have tried every diet. You may have tried every gimmick. And you may have said, well, I cannot succeed. Yes, you can. You can eat more. You can weigh less and be fit by God's design. There is a strategy. There's a methodology to it. And number 6, that procrastination. Come on, let it go. Those excuses. What excuse have you used that you're saying that I cannot be fit? I cannot be fat by God's design. I cannot transform into the image and the likeness of Christ. So, in one of my studies said an excuse is just like a disguised lie. You make it sound real good. So, what excuse are you utilizing that you will not move forward to start the journey? The journey starts with one step. Stop putting off for tomorrow what you can do today. Tomorrow is not promised to you. And that's why it's our Fat Tuesday. We're in pursuit. And that pursuit means you're being activated, you're being active. And it said the steps of a good man, a good woman is ordered of the Lord. So that means you're going to activate it. So it's a pursuit of health, pursuit of transformation, to be transformed from the inside of out. It says stop talking about it and be about it. Yes, at the end of this 8 things to give up, I'm going to give you a way that you can start. If you would like to start, you're really, really ready and saying that I want to be fit and fat by God's design. Number 7, holding on to grudges. Yes, you got to let it go. Come on, just say, I let it go. You got to be fit in your mind, because you can hold on to grudges, and then you start having these headaches, or you start having your stomach start having problems, and then it just keep on. You're holding on to all that stress, and you will not release it. Come on, say, I release every stress. I release every mind-boggling spirit. I release everything. I release and I forgive. How many of you know forgiveness is not for the other person? It is for you. You got to let go those grudges. Let go of those things you said that they did to me 10 years ago, or they did yesterday, or they said this about me, or they didn't include me, or they don't affirm me. Come on, let it go. These are some things you got to let go on this journey in your pursuit of health and transformation. And number 8, this is a big one. Come on, because I want you to begin again. Yes, you can begin again. I turned 60 years old in December, and God, He let me know that I still got greater. I still have more. So I have to continue to come out and pursue that. God has given me a vision, has given me a plan, and we have to be in pursuit of it. So as God has given me this, He said, stop expecting perfection. Perfection is the stiller of your vision, of your dream. Perfection is going to keep you in a place of procrastination, because you're looking for it to constantly be perfect, looking for my hair to be perfect, my skin to be perfect, my body to be perfect. I'm going to be a 36, 24, 36. And you keep holding on to that mindset, and you will not move. I want you to get to the place that you love the skin that you in on your journey to the person that you desire to be. But right where you are, I want you to love yourself. And knowing that there was only one person, perfect person, and that was Jesus Christ. So you have to get into a place to eliminate that perfectionism, because that perfectionism will stop your progression. Because, um, I had, that song when it came out, I think with Donald Lawrence, and they were singing about this is my Exodus. And so, and when they were singing that, deliver me from my overthinking, my overanalyzing. See, there are some things that, we know the big things, the big sins that you want to be delivered from. But what are those things that you need to be delivered from so that you can move forward? And that was one thing and God had to show me. He said, okay, Trisha, He said, I'm going to help you get delivered. He said, I'm going to call you off your job. And He said that you're going to move out that place of 6 figures. I don't want you to think about it. I said, well, God, I got a plan. He said, no. He said, it's time for you to do your kingdom assignment. So you know what? I said, I much rather obey God than man, and no plan B. And you know what? If I had stayed in there and with that overthinking, overanalyzing, and kept going with the plan that I chose to do rather than Him, I just can't even imagine where I would be now. So I want to encourage you to get out of that place of perfectionism, that even with your family, with your friends, with your relationship, with yourself. Look in the mirror. Girl, love your flaws and all. Love your gray hairs, your curves. I love me. And that's what, in order for you to move forward, you got to love yourself. So you're saying, well, okay, you have given us these eight things to give up, to give up. See, we're in the fourth month. Give up. And you need to let go. Come on, just let them all go. Give up self-rejection. And that's self. You rejecting yourself. You are holding yourself back. I'm guilty of that. I have been guilty of that. And guess what? I had to get to the place and say, it is what it is. If God said it, he'll do it. If God spoke it, he'll make it good. So you stop rejecting yourself. You stop telling yourself you're not good enough. You stop rejecting the plan and the purpose that God has for you. And then that negative self-talk. You got to speak on those things that are good, those things that are lovely, those things that are a good report. Stop criticizing others. Look at yourself in the mirror. Make the necessary adjustment that in your life, and stop being a people pleaser. We take authority. Come on, I want to deliver you from that fear of failure. Yes, I have tried different things. It didn't work. And guess what? I'm so glad that God have given me the ability to be flexible enough to transition, to try something else, to make that adjustment. And see, and then when you have that fear of failure, it holds you captive. You're afraid to move forward. You're afraid to try anything. You're afraid to believe that I can eat more, weigh less, and be fit. You're looking back at those things that you didn't succeed in. But what did you learn? What lesson did you learn? See, it could be a message out of your mess. And that lesson out of that fear, out of that failure, that's going to help you get to the next level. And procrastination, holding on to grudges, and expecting perfection. So on tonight, how may I help you? Help you to win so that you may be able to help others win. Yes, it's a win-win situation. And when you're winning, to be able to develop that through my process, is that you have to develop a better relationship. There's a relationship with food. And you have to find out what kind of relationship. Is it a casual relationship? Is it an emotional relationship? Is it a secret relationship? Or am I having an affair with food? See, you have to determine what is that relationship. So I want to help you develop a better relationship with food. See, and that's where you got to start with. You know, your transformation, if you're looking to change your body, to change your weight, that 80% of it comes from what you put in your mouth. Yes. So that's where you got to develop. It's a development. It's a process, and you have to trust the process. And God had given me a win strategy. Yes. Where I want to wake up your subconsciousness. There's an awakening that needs to take place so you can understand, yes, I can eat more, I can weigh less, and I can be fit. And then that I is that through the process, that after I become awakening and I start releasing all those things that we just talked about, then I start identify areas that have helped me captive, areas that have came against the plan, the purpose, the assignment to be fit by God's design for life. And see, so you identify, and then you start creating a path that you can develop. Identify and develop. See, a plan, a smart plan where it's specific, it's measurable, is you're going to take some action step, and then it's got to be relevant to you. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. When you make goals, you make sure it's relevant, it's realistic to you. And then there's a time that's associated with it. But you have to be in control of that time frame when you start making these smart goals. And so as we're moving forward, he said that so that you can develop, identify and develop that plan, that purpose for your life. And that end is this a navigator that you got to trust the process. How many of you have, and you know, I know you probably have Apple iWatch or iPhone or a GPS system in your car, and you'll put in where you are in your appointed destination, and you'll just listen to the direction. You have that type of blind faith with your GPS, that global positioning system. And even if it gets you off track, it'll start recalibrating and bring you back. But can you have that type of faith as you navigate and trust the process, to knowing that this is where I am and this is my predetermined, this is my end, that I am a winner, I'm a global champion. But there may be some road bumps, there may be some detours, there may be some challenge, the in between of where we start to where we get. But the mindset is that I'm going to navigate through that. I'm going to trust the process all the way to the finish line. I'm not just going to stop. I'm not going to get off the exit and just stop. I'm going to get it. If it send me on a detour, I'm going to follow that detour until it bring me back into a place where I can continue my journey. And that's where I want you to be, at a place for the navigate. Allow me to be your guide by the side, because it's all about you. Yes. Yes. In the book of James, it says that we have not because we ask not. So help is available, and it's a win-win strategy. And what God has given me is a Fit and Fat by God's Design program. And it can be done on an individual basis, one-on-one consultation, or it can be a group. And what God has me working on now is for the body of Christ, because he said, Tricia, this is for the kingdom. And in the kingdom, we need to be fit and fat by God's design. God cares about every aspect of our lives. So we need to be pursuing health and transformation. And 3 John verse 2, he says, Beloved, I wish above all things that thou may, that's talking about you and I, that thou may prosper, be in health, even as your soul prosper. Sadly, we see that many African American church leaders they have gone home to the Lord too early in life from diseases that can be prevented. And I have seen them die in their 40s, some in their 50s, and even in their early 60s. This is just when their wisdom and where the guidance is most needed to instruct the next generation. And my brethren and my sisters, this ought not to be. And that's why we are pursuing health and transformation, to be fit and fat by God's design. And so that I can, if you allow me to help bring this program to your ministry, to your church, so that they can be fit and fat by God's design. Because eating a healthy diet along with active lifestyle may help us to lower our chance of diseases such as high blood pressure, strokes, diabetes, heart disease, and some type of cancer. So we see, if we change some of our habits. And that fat chick is that we're going to create habits intended for change. So from the beginning, God knew what kind of foods he wanted us to eat. In Genesis 1:29, he said, Then God said, I give you every seed bearing plant on the face of the world, whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it, will be yours for food. So I encourage you, very soon, I'm still working on all of the different niches, so that I can be able to present that if we have in the churches, if we have in the groups that would like to implement this Fit and Fat by God's Design program. And it's through health cares, because he told me it's an urgency. It's an EMT, and he said urgency, and that empower. The E in EMT is empower. That's equipping and maximizing your potential to overcome and win in every race, while we're providing that M is me, a mentoring experience through the trilogy of the trichotomy of your mind, your body, and your spirit through help cares. He said it's time to transition the mindset. There's a transformation in your mind from a health care, HEALTH care, to a help cares. And in this help is that helping, helping and healing. There's some healing that needs to take place. There are some things that deep down in the root as to why are you eating? What is going on in your life, in your emotion? What is going on? What is happening that may be causing you to eat unconsciously? So we want to provide healing and helping empowered leader, passionately pursue purpose through what? Through the cares. Instead of health care, it's helping, healing and helping empower leaders to pursue passion and purpose through cares. And that's through coaching champions, because you are a global champion with authentic accountability. Yes. When we're talking about help cares, this is where you have to literally help yourself in some such sense. With authentic accountability, with a responsibility to aura. And then the E is that you have to be engaged. You have to be a part of this journey, part of your process. And the S is that you will have support. And that support with your family, with your network, coaches, mentorship, personal trainers that will bring life, bring solution. Healthcare solution will bring solution for life in your business and in your ministry that you have been craving for, to be fit. And this fit is focus plus impact equals transformation. And everything is by God's design for life. Any person can develop a better relationship with food. So, how may I help you to eat more, to weigh less, and to be fit by God's design? If you would like more information, you can go to www.patriciakjames.com, or you can email me at drpat@patriciakjames.com, and I can send you a link where you can have a corporate sponsored consultation. The value of this consultation is $997. But guess what? It's no cost to you. So if you would like more information, whether it's personally, whether it's for a group, whether it's for a ministry, come on and let us get fit and fat by God's design in life, in business, and in ministry. You must start, we must start at the center of the community, which is the church. We are the center. And that's in the African American communities. Yes, we must start, and we must start now. So this program, Fit and Fat by God's Design, is a holistic wellness program that will be developed and implemented so that it can be used in the African American churches. And the program empowers the church members to become fit and fat by God's design. And then, we're going to need pastoral leadership. We're going to need all of the engagement. There will be educational activities, opportunities for the church environments to support the healthy eating. And then we'll have, if you need some one-on-one counseling. So what I would plan to develop, see, we're still in the infant stage. So if you have some information or you would like to contribute to some information that I can use to develop a program that's specific for you. Because when we do the programs that are the one-on-one consultation, that program is specific for you. It's not a cookie cutter program. It's according to the needs that you're having. So we come in and we're talking, we do our checklist, and we're listening, and we're seeing where we are, where we need to be, and where we are going. And then there's a plan with your support group, because you can eat more, you can weigh less, and you can be fit by God's design. So you may be asking, well, why, Dr. James, why you're saying we need to do this now? Because it's power in prevention. Yes, we don't need to be always looking for a miracle. Yes, we know miracles, signs, and wonders. They're available to us. But then there's some things that we can prevent. And so why not start working on that and becoming? See, it's always in becoming fit and fat by God's design. We see that the African American, they have a higher proclivity to be at risk for some serious, often fatal diseases, including high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and cancer. And African Americans are also more likely to suffer serious health problems and die from these diseases. So allow me to be your guide by the side. Allow me to be your herbologist, the only one in the world of this kind. So through this program, some of the benefit that the whole body of Christ, because he told me, I want you to do it. You can do it individually. You can do it as a group. And he said, but then I want to ultimately do it for the kingdom. So this the benefit of fit and fat by God's design for life. The benefits to the church would be that the church embrace and celebrate. See, the church has to get in a posture that they understand the principle and they celebrate good health through healthy eating. And some of the things that through this program, that as they develop the skill, we're going to see some healing taking place, some emotional dishevel. We're going to see an increase in their transformation in their mind, their body, and their spirit. And then they'll learn how health and spirituality are connected. They will feel empowered to take charge, that they will be in charge of their own health. And one thing that God has given me is that he wants me to help you win so that you may be able to help others win. It's a win-win. So when you get one person in your congregation that have really grabbed hold onto this, then they can help another one. And then it gets so contagious then that eventually the whole church as a body of Christ is going to come into the realm. Now that is my vision. That is my prayer, that it's going to be continual. It's going to be perpetual, that you're going to receive this help. And that's healing every living person. And then they'll eat more fruits and vegetables, may even plant a garden. Yes, I currently have a hipologist garden. And so I have my brother working with me in the garden, and we have like collards and turnips. We have some cabbage. We have lettuce and some tomatoes. And you know what? It's not just for us. He shares it with the community. And not only is it good just for your health, but it's good for his mind. And so what is helping him is to see the whole process of what it takes to make something grow, and how we see, be fruitful and multiply. And see that garden is also can be therapy for you. So it's a lot that you can live healthier in other ways, such as eating less fat and getting more physical activity and gain access to vital health information at the church. So we need to get in place. He said, beloved, I wish above all these things that they may prosper, be in health, even as your soul prosper. So I'm going to leave that right here. So if you would like to contact me, you can contact me at www.patriciakjames.com. Or you could email me at drpat@patriciakjames.com. And that we're saying we're pursuing to be fit and fat by God's design. Not only that, it's Fat Tuesday. That means you're pursuing health and transformation. So transformation come in different aspects. And God has given me Help Me Win Coaching and Consultant Academy. And you may have had an experience, a transformation, a story that you need to heal and tell and write your book. Guess what? I can help you as the helpologist to help you to write your story to become an international Amazon bestseller. Not only that, he said that's the business portion of it. He said now in ministry, there may be you. We talked about the natural food. and how it ties into the spiritual realm in your mind, your body, and your spirit. So, if you also pursuing health and transformation, it's a holistic program with your mind, your body, and your spirit. That if you would like for your members to become certified, relentless global intercessors, I do a program where I go through the process to help them to become certified intercessors and give them a platform to utilize what they have learned, and so that they can grow into the thing and understand how pivotal. We started this process in 2020. And guess what? And part of our Fit and Fat by God's Design is utilizing the book, Relentless Believer Prayer. It's a 90-day prayer guide to becoming fit by God's design as a part of the program that the church will receive. But this is individual or collectively. If you would like for me to teach your church and certify them as intercessors. And then also, now this is a powerful one, and this in ministry, and that's why I said it's healthcare's solutions for life, for business, and ministry. And it's becoming a certified servant leader. Yes, yes. And I had so much feedback on that portion, that segment, that it was so much engagement. It was an open eye experience. It was teaching team building and teaching all of the obstacles, the barriers, the crucial conversation, the personalities that go along with serving together for a unified vision, a dream, a ministry. And always to remember that the greatest one amongst us was a servant. So we're pursuing health, and healthy is in your mind, your body, and your spirit. So you want to have a healthy prayer life, a healthy area of serving. My first book I wrote was Faithfully Favored and Fit. Yes, FITTT. And that's fearless integrity with your time, your talent, and your treasure. And through that book, this is where it was birthed out for the certification for the servant leaders, because all of my life I have functioned in that capacity as a servant leader. And the more I serve, that the higher I got elevated, the more responsibility was given unto me, that they trusted me all the way up into being a senior healthcare executive. I didn't apply for these positions. I served my way into those positions. So you can too. So we're pursuing health and transformation. So again, if you have any interest in anything that we talked about tonight, you can go to www.patriciakjames.com, or you can email me personally at drpat@patriciakjames.com. Or you can go to my pages and you can see where my phenomenal students, my mentees, where they just became international Amazon bestsellers. That, right now we are at 100% of all of my students that I have taught, that they have achieved that compliment to being an international Amazon bestseller. That's fruit. One of them said, she said, that's your first fruit. So I just thank God for that. Again, I'm Dr. Pat, and I am the hepologist, the only one in the world of this kind. I am a registered licensed dietitian, and I have been in that arena for almost 30 years. Also, I have worked in healthcare, health, HEALTH, all the way up to being a senior healthcare executive. And I have served in capacities all around the globe, and also inclusive of third world countries. And so, if you need help, that's healing every living person. Again, go to www.patriciakjames.com, where we are building global champions for the kingdom. So allow me to help you to win, so that you may help others to win. It's a win-win situation. Yes, we can do it. Come on and be fit and fat by God's design for life. Oh, and I want to encourage you. One other thing I wanted to encourage you. Next Tuesday, next Tuesday. All of my sisters, I need you to go ahead and register. Register now. I have my phenomenal sister as the guest speaker, Overseer Kimberly McWilliams. She will be coming with Maximize the Season. Swim, that Sisters Winning in Ministry, with my pastor and bishop and founders, Bishop R.C. Blakes and Lady Lisa Blakes. So you don't want to miss this opportunity to get some transformation. Again, you see the link at the bottom where you can register at this link. Go ahead and register now. This will be Tuesday, April the 26th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is Sisters Winning in Ministry. And if you haven't liked our group page, go ahead and like our group page. Swim. Swim changed my life. My life have truly been changed, and the trajectory of my life shifted when I went to swim. So I believe wholeheartedly that everything that we do in swim, it is a life-changing transformation. So if you want to be transformed, if you want to think on another level, if you want to be awakened in your consciousness, if you want to be in a place that you're going to say, yes, I am a winner, because you are. We are sisters winning in ministry. You be blessed.